Thank you, Kenny, and the New Orleans Quarterback Club for an opportunity to talk a little bit about Riverside football. I'll give you just kind of an overview of myself. By '82, I started coaching at Salmen High School. Became the head coach in 1987, and then in 2002, I retired to go into the IT consulting business. Probably has never happened before. You don't see a coach doing IT consulting business, but you know, I have to try all kind of things. But enjoyed that for a while, and then kind of had a little longing to get back into coaching. I had an opportunity to start a sports performance training program in Slidell. Within the first year, we were training. We trained probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 kids. So it was very, very successful. In March of 2012, Timmy Bird, who is, you know, a Louisiana legend and has taken his coaching prowess in basketball to an all different level. He's the athletic director at Riverside. I got a call from Timmy, and he said, "Would you consider, you know, getting back into coaching?" And I said, "Timmy, I don't think so. I'm not interested in that." But come to find out, Timmy's a great basketball coach, but he's even a better salesperson. It wasn't long. I came over there, I looked, made a couple of visits, and really enjoyed what I saw, and especially the opportunity to sit there and talk with these kids. I think that was pretty much the thing that brought me over. Riverside is kind of a throwback community. It's an old community. I don't think things have changed much in that community over the years, and so the opportunity to get back kind of coaching football the way it was done in the 80s, that was really what enticed me over there. So I became the head football coach in April of 2012, and I brought a philosophy that I had at Salmen, which was you surround yourself with the best coaches, and you just train, train, train. And training becomes probably more important than the sport itself. I was fortunate enough to bring in a player of mine that was at Salmen that went on and did some really nice things at LSU and then got into the league. A guy by the name of Mike Sutton. Some of you folks might remember Mike after he retired from playing football professionally. He had a training facility, started a training facility in Indianapolis, and his wife got transferred back down here. It was a great opportunity for us to get together. I was also had an opportunity to bring in Chris Lashney, who was the head football coach at Pope John Paul, and then was a defensive coordinator at Brother Martin. Great football coach, and the rest of the guys that I brought in were guys that were currently on the staff there, on Mickey Roussell's staff, and you know, just a wonderful group of guys. I think Riverside really has given me the opportunity to do what I think needs to be done in order to get that program to the level in which they want. Last year, talk real quick about last year. Last year we made it to the quarterfinals, as Kenny talked about. This year we lost our opener to Evangel, which was a heartbreaker. We had fought them all night long, and then they with 13 seconds, well, with about a minute and a half, we went up on them, and then with about 13 seconds left to go in the game, got a deep ball thrown behind us in the end zone. And but it was a great football game. It kind of started things out for us. We had a really good run 2 weeks ago. It was a #1 versus #2. Newman being #1 versus us. We were being #2 at our place. I think it was one of those regionally televised football games. A great football game, but we suffered some serious setbacks. We were able to win the ball game, but we suffered some serious setbacks, which we had some serious injuries. Our quarterback, I don't know if a lot of you folks are familiar, but I have a very young quarterback. He's a sophomore this year, but last year he threw for almost 2,900 yards as a freshman and 31 touchdowns. He's a big kid, a 6'2", 200-pound kid, probably the best that I've ever had the opportunity to coach, and he's only a sophomore. He was a sixth man on the state championship, Timmy State Championship basketball team last year as a freshman. Rick will enjoy this. He's just about a scratch golfer. I think he's a 1 or 2 handicap as a freshman. in high school. He was hitting 400 on a baseball team as a freshman, and he's a 4.3 GPA. So needless to say, we're real excited. This is one of those very, very, very special kids. And beside that, it's Timmy's nephew. So he's got the genes to be extremely successful. He got injured in I think midway through the second quarter of the Newman game, and it really hurt us bad, hurt us a lot more than what we had thought. But we were able to squeak out that win. Of course, Newman is very talented with Jabari Tyler, Kendall Bussey. The receivers that they have, they do a wonderful job. Nelson does a wonderful job over there with keeping things simple, but really being able to distribute the ball into the playmaker's hands. Well, we held on. I get a call heading down to South Plaque. I kept driving. I thought we were going to fall off the edge of the world down there, but they said, no, just keep going down a little bit further. But we got down there, and we ran into a buzzsaw. Before I got down there, Kenny called and asked and said, would you like to speak? And I said, absolutely, I'd love to come by and talk. And I think if he'd have waited a couple more hours, I'd probably still be sitting at Riverside right now, because we took it on the chin. I mean, they beat us physically. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't think our kids were ready to play. I think we were feeling sorry for ourselves because of the loss of our quarterback, loss of running back, actually we're on a third running back, loss of a very, very good kicker that we have. Outside of that, we took it on the chin. But God's got funny ways of working things out. I've got one of our coaches does a real good job of researching, and we're getting close to the playoffs now. So PowerPoints and things like that. I think if everything remains the same, we're expecting most folks to win out, and if everything remains the same, we'll probably get in there as the sixth seed with the rankings, and that should put us on a pretty good path. At least the third football game, we'd probably have to travel to Calvary Baptist, and looking forward to that. Now, on the positive side, on the negative side, we still got 2 more ball games to play without a host of some of our good players, mainly our quarterback, running back, and kicker, and a couple other guys. But it looks as though we're gonna get those guys back probably first to second week of the playoffs, which will be really good. So as we move forward, we're having to count on a lot of other younger players to make plays for us. We have Sophie B. Wright coming up, and excuse me, I'm so sorry. Well, one of my players' dads. Okay, so got to be on call 24 hours a day with this type of job. We got Sophie B. Wright, and then we finish up with Carver. We're still in pretty good shape to win the district championship. We just have to win out right now. So I think our kids are after when we met Saturday, we refocused, and I think all of us across the board, our coaching staff, our kids, everybody's going to refocus and get this thing done and quit feeling sorry for ourselves. We're very, very blessed at Riverside. I came into a program that, of course, Mickey had done a wonderful job establishing with the leadership of Dr. DiCarlo and Timmy Bird and Christy Aber and some of those folks. We have a good foundation, and with a lot of great athletes. We've got a couple of guys that receivers that are just, again, I'm going to say it, I've coached a long time, but probably the best that I've ever coached in those positions. Vaughn Julian, who's a basketball player, he's already got offers from Oklahoma State as a sophomore, and then Herb McGee, which I think is just going to be, he's a 6'1". Herb's a 6'1", about 180 guy, right, sophomore that just got hands as big as Texas. And going to be somebody that a lot of folks are going to hear from. We on the other side of the football, we have a young man by the name of Joe Anderson. He's a 6'5", 235 junior that's getting a lot of looks right now. We call him a closet monster because it's just amazing some of the things. And this is really his first year. Basketball guy, but the first year. I know Tennessee called a couple of weeks ago right on the spot, and the defensive coordinator said, Coach, I saw 3 clips of him. Can you get him on the phone? We want to offer him right now. So we're blessed with some really good talent. I think that what's going to separate us going forward is the way that we train. Mike Sutton, again, like I said, he's the guy that incorporates that state-of-the-art performance training program. and we train them every day. You know, Monday through Friday. Timmy can attest to it. You know, his guys are playing games at night, the basketball guys, and we're training them during the day. You know, training has come such a far ways, and when I was out of coaching, I had the opportunity to learn a lot about the science of training, and it's absolutely amazing what this type of training will give to athletes today. And you know, we're able to see it because I think in the last 10 years, training has become such a big part of what people do. But the science is evolving, and just like anything else, it gets better and better and better. So we hang our hat at Riverside Academy on training. We put that ahead of the sport. And the beauty of it, what I really enjoy more than anything else, is we're able to take the boys and the girls athletes in every period, and we bring them together and we train them in the same fashion. And when I came in, I was told it's going to take us 3 years to build this program. I have a lot of confidence in where we're at. We're in our second year. Again, we were quarterfinals last year. We're in our second year this year, and a lot of high expectations that I have for what we're doing this year as far as how we move forward. And I attribute that really a lot of that to the way our kids physically are able to handle themselves on a football field. With that, gang, if there's any questions, anybody have any questions for me? I'd certainly be interested in taking any type of questions.
Over here.
Yes, sir.
Coach, I'm hearing that you're letting your players do other sports, actually encouraging other sports. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's a little different.
It's well, you know, in a 2A school, you probably going to be best served as you do that. But I think that what I'm finding now, because we never really did that when I was at Salmen, what I'm finding now is the transfer from one sport to another sport to another sport. You know, the kids, number one, they don't get stagnant in one area. I think that what they're learning from different sports, for example, I see our kids doing things that Timmy has taught, you know, on a basketball court, that they're able to take that and bring it out there on a football field, and vice versa. Timmy's very, very pleased with the number of kids, because I think we only had one kid of that starting basketball team that won the state championship last year. We only had one kid that doesn't play. Timmy's idea was get him in, train him, get him out on the football field, make him a lot tougher, make him more physical. And so we all benefit going from one sport to another sport to another sport. There's always going to be some takeaways. So, you know, the guy that used to say no, 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 I'm saying yes, yes, yes right now. I think it's wonderful to do it, and it keeps those kids fresh at all times.
What do the coaches think of this year's playoff format, and what do you think most coaches would like to see going forward?
Well, I think number one, I think they'd like to see everything go backwards, go back to where it used to be. I think that very disappointed in where it is today. I think there's a number of reasons why that took place, why that happened. Number one, I think the demographics and the way that the administration, you know, the difference in administrative philosophies throughout the state of Louisiana. I think that we're struggling with that, because I think a lot of those folks that are making the decisions now are not really the type of folks that are engaged in athletics, you know, the way it used to be years ago. So I think that's kind of hurt us. I don't think Louisiana has enough schools to be able to handle all these different programs that they're looking into. You know, they like the Texas model. Of course, we can't do the Texas model, Indiana model. I mean, there's been 4 or 5 different models. Why not just get it back to where it was? I think they got a lot of smart people up in Baton Rouge. Get it back to where it was. I see no benefit, and if you're really in it for the kids, leave it the way it is.
Anyone else?
That's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.